man, these days, man, you notice a lot of imagery of the skull. You know what I'm saying? And where does this dang imagery of the skull come from? You know what I'm saying? And you see that you got the Death's Head cult of the Nazis. And I mean that's a definite reference to the skull. You know what I'm saying? You see, what's the other one? You got the skull, the Order of the Skull and Bones, the skull. You know what I'm saying? And there's basically like these death cults. You know what I'm saying? Like these. I mean, right now you got coming from the. It's basically it comes from the Catholics down in Mexico. How they this Muerte cult, and this is the skull. These weird looking skulls, these little ceremonial skulls, the Day of the Dead, where you know what I'm saying, and you can go back all the way in Greece, and I'm sure they had these same, these witches and these warlocks and the Hades cult. You know what I'm saying? This is probably tied in, and then you have you got the from India the Thuggee cult where they worship the decapitated head. The Muslims want to decapitate all non-believing Muslims. Even in the Bible Revelations, it talks about they will behead them who will not worship the beast or take his name or his mark or his number. You know what I'm saying? So things to take into consideration here. You know, it seems like these things, they've always been connected all along. It's the same dang fucking conspiracy all around the planet. I mean, in the Skull and Bones, the Order of Skull and Bones is started from the international opium trade and the East Indian Trading Company, and these type of people, the people where the word term Shanghai comes from, these are the people that would do it. It's like pirates, dude, basically. The pirates need societies inland in each nation that they can sell their stolen shit to, basically, or their whatever, their slaves, their fucking dope, their stolen treasure from fucking primitive cultures. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. But you got Agenda 21, the UN, and how they want no man shall enter the New World Order without taking the Luciferic initiation of murdering someone they love. And I've already explained that in other videos, how I've met people that have been given the Delta programming, which is what that is called. It's called making someone a hitter, assassin. You know what I'm saying? Breaking them down with trauma base. But what's going on right now, the beast receives a head wound. If we ever had an El Presidente in America, it would have been George Bush Sr. Because come to find out, this motherfucker was president, he was president for 20 years, okay? Look, the whole while Reagan was in, and he was vice, he was really the real president, okay? Then, you got a son in, and he's got pull influence there. He's probably the real black Pope Presidente. He's the black Presidente. And even now, there's a lady named Kathy O'Brien that came out of the mind control intelligence circles and these weird, sex cults. She said that that when Bush, way back, was president, that they knew Clinton was going to be president, and then they knew the son was going to be president, and then they knew a black guy was going to be president. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, let's say Obama, let's just hypothetically here, say he is a hardcore Manchurian and he's just totally wiped and reprogrammed, and he don't even know it himself, because I mean that's the nature of them kind of programmings. So in a way, George Bush could still have the damn micro or the joystick. You know what I'm saying? The remote control. You know what I'm saying? But then it just said he fell backwards off a cart and broke his neck the other day. But they said John Kerry got shot in the leg and his legs broke, but every picture you see him, he's standing there, doing his masculine pose. You know what I'm saying? And then these guys are connected through the fucking Skull and Bones. And then the Skull and Bones, they're connected to Germany through the Skull and Bones. And then you can follow these motherfuckers back to the Catholics. But where did all the Nazis go? Well, they became priests for the Catholics, and they got sent to South America and other undisclosed locations. Like I said, I realized, like, you could see it in China as well. You know what I'm saying? Because China was, if you study their histories, there was a lot of infighting. And then, there was a lot of separate states fighting each other. Then they consolidated. And then they became imperialistic and started taking over other nations around them after they consolidated. And a lot of the priests weren't down with all the political shifting. So, they kind of just, we're just priests. We live a life of solitude and quiet. But really, they pass along the fucking information to other people when the time's right. Same way they do it in the Catholic Church, because the Catholic Church was there. There's a guy named Michael Phelps, I think his name is, and it's called Vatican Assassins, is the book that he wrote, and he describes how the Jesuits were kicked out of Pacific countries, man, fucking because they were meddling in all their political shit and subverting a lot of their movements and getting spies and shit. And they were like, we need you motherfuckers out of here because you cause too much trouble. You know what I'm saying? And that is who started the CIA here in America. You know what I'm saying? These same entities, these multinational emissaries of the Pope. You know what I'm saying? And monarchies through, it's not the monarchy themselves. They have alliances with trading groups that operate independently of nations, and they get to hop around, and it's like having a king with no country. He's in a boat on the sea, and he just floats around from place to place. Even though he's a king of an empire, he has no real kingdom. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the ways they've operated in these gray areas. You know what I'm saying? Where if you ain't a pirate or a sailor, you don't know shit about none of this shit anyway. And then, unless you're a fucking diplomat who goes around and talks to other people, you don't know about none of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then they hide under that veil of secrecy, and that there's a blanket of ignorance. And it's not that people are ignorant. It's that they're ignorant because they don't know about it. Period. They don't know. They just don't know. So it's not really their fault that they're that ignorant. It's you actually have to want to know things to get to the level that I'm at. That's why a lot of times when I'm speaking, I'm not speaking to a novice or a layman. You know what I'm saying? It's like I've been studying this for a while. It's like I don't have the time to go back and teach you everything.